In this video, I'll be taking you guys through the new SiegFund webpage and all of the new features. Some of the rules are changed, some new rules are added in, so now the conditions are even a little bit more favorable for traders, but we'll get right into it. Before we go any further, if you're new here, my name is Kevon Roach, and this is my channel where I share what it's like being a full-time trader from the Caribbean, both on and off the charts. So if that sounds like it's something interesting to you, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap on the like, why not? Because we got a lot more content coming your way, so let's get right into it. Another great thing about them, the first withdraw is still upon request. You could make it to live today, make 1 to whatever percent. It doesn't even have to be 1 to whatever percent. There's no rule right here. Like, it's just saying upon passing the evaluation, you'll receive an instant refund and you can request a profit payout anytime. I would like to see just a fall in my direction, but life don't work so. You have to go through what you have to go through, even if this is another loss. I think this is about, honestly, I may even check it. Let me confirm so I can know how much. Okay, so this is a $70 loss. If no, man, no, that's a small trade. This is a $30 loss if I lose this trade. So you could do whatever the Well, we're back. It's morning the next day, and we're still in this trade. Boy oh boy, came really close to taking us out. This was when, yesterday afternoon, yeah, and then come back down again, but thankfully I was sleeping at this time, so price could do whatever the fudge it want. But we're still in this one. First trade TP hit 128, basically 129 pips. And now we're still in this one waiting for a break. And for me, since I've been in this trade for so long, once we break above this point, I definitely just close it right here. Although I have the take profit set there, I might monitor the trade. Let me just set alert, so once we get here I could start coming to the chart and maybe just monitoring it, because I believe that price might want to just push above this high that we created yesterday. It's a relatively equal high. Let's just zoom out. We look at the hourly. Yesterday's high is just relatively equal to this high that was created on the 27th of December last month. So we have two relatively equal highs here. Price came up, I want to say just filled this fair value gap here on the hourly, and you know, had that small retracement. It wasn't even enough strength to break the low that was formed before leaving that relatively equal high and filling that fair value gap on the hourly. I didn't have the strength to break that, and now we're consolidating to the right of it. It's possible that this fair value gap just holds and price push. In that case, I would lose one trade, which is completely fine with me, and in that event I would also be entering a sell if I see the opportunity to. If not, then you know, price goes up and I don't even have to look for a trade today because I hold one from yesterday. So hey, birds being knocking out with one stone. We were supposed to get off about something yesterday, but this video can be far too long if I, you know, incorporate all of that. Trying to keep these videos between 15 to 25 minutes in length. Ain't want to take up too much of your time, but I realize that when I put it too short, niggas ain't watching. So yeah, this time I'm going to close the camera, come back in. No need to start a brand new video. We're just gonna keep this video rolling once this trade is up. I believe that's probably gonna be the new reason for a new video for me. If the trade incomplete, then that video incomplete. Yeah, sight the stand. We can just stick through it. If it takes 2-3 days, a week, I do not care. We're gonna create the content, we're gonna document the entire journey, we're gonna work on discipline, we're gonna work on patience and all these other niceness. But for right now, we can let this do its thing, and I'm gonna come back and give y'all an update once we get any of our points of interest. Welcome back to another video. I know yesterday's video I didn't close off properly because I didn't come back and give you guys the update on yesterday's trades, like all of yesterday's trades. So I had 3 trades yesterday. I know it is against my rules. I'm only supposed to take 2 trades. Yeah, so this happened. I was going against the trend. Everything was just wrong, and to be honest, the only trade that I was satisfied with yesterday was the second one. Like, the other two could have been avoided, but what I could do. And yeah, I'm in a bit of drawdown. So far, as you guys know, I have 91k in funding now. Let me just call it 90k in funding, and I am down about 1%. I'm about 1% down. It's the third day trading these accounts. 4 20k accounts from SiegFund and 110k from another prop firm. The thing about this trade that I'm currently in is I was already down in this much profit. Like, I was like 68 pips in profit, but obviously that's not I mean, it's a 1-to-1, right? So if I closed the trade there, I'd be out of the trade. Another possible area where I could consider closing the trade is 109, 108. Once we get there, if we get there, then I'll consider closing as well, depending on, you know, the candlestick formation and price action. But I am aiming for all the way at the bottom here, because when we go back in time, let's just go to the 15 minute because it appears there as well. When we go back in time to where my take profit is set, it's actually below these lows and before this fair value gap right here on the 15 minute, and the first week in January as well, the 1st to the 3rd. So that's liquidity that we went to this morning. We were at this area. We didn't break these lows, but we came around like this low. So yeah, I'm just watching the price. I decided to open the camera and start recording the screen because just now it looked like this price it went wrong me, buddy. Like, when shit according to my rules, when I'm trying to be disciplined, when I'm trying to follow the system and everything, price this one wrong me. Price this one do it own shit, bro. Everything is according to the rules. Everything is still, you know, aligning, higher time frame confirmation, every single soul thing, and then price does still choose to do whatever it want to do. So I just pull out the camera to show y'all that these things still happen. Regardless, every single soul rule and confirmation could be checked. It can still do what it want to do, bro. So we just gotta accept that. As of right now, I'm just being an observer. This is a 60 pip stop, and I'm aiming for about 198, 199, but let's say 200 pips. So it's almost a 1-to-4. So I also sent this one out to the community, and if you've been paying keen attention, you'll notice that it's only saying 9:05 a.m. New York time on the charts. And for those who know, that's also against one of the rules of my strategy. I do not enter trades before 9:30 a.m. New York time. But the setup appeared, and I didn't actually enter by market order. I set a pending order. So I was hoping that price would only activate the pending order after 9:30 New York time, but that didn't happen. So not really much I could do about it. In this video, I'll be taking you guys through the new SiegFund webpage and all of the new features. Some of the rules are changed, some new rules are added in, so now the conditions are even a little bit more favorable for traders, but we'll get right into it. Before we go any further, if you're new here, my name is Kevon Roach, and this is my channel where I share what it's like being a full-time trader from the Caribbean, both on and off the charts. So if that sounds like it's something interesting to you, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap on the like, why not? Because we got a lot more content coming your way, so let's get right into it. So SiegFund, they had a brand new, I want to say, a upgrade. The website is completely different than it was before, and there are a few things that I actually wanted to touch on. I won't be going over all of the improvements. You could, you know, have a browse through for yourself, but some of the things that really stood out to me, especially the fact that I had an account with the old site as well, to see that a prop firm is actively making updates or improvements to not just their website but their trading conditions and everything, making it a bit more favorable for traders. It's a very good thing, because the prop firm industry, there's, you know, not a lot of the players are actively trying to improve their conditions and make it more favorable for the traders, and not a lot of them are actively making any improvements at all, you know. So it shows that they're considering it as a business and they actually have a long-term mindset because they're looking to improve and grow. You know, you wouldn't necessarily put your time and efforts into improving a website or improving your company if you didn't have any intentions of staying around for the long run. So in the prop firm industry, that's something as a benefit to traders once you can see the company is actively making improvements to their community as well. So the first thing that I noticed when I got on the site is, number one, there's a 30% discount like floating at the top of the screen, something about a quick quiz or something like that. Pretty sure it's nothing too complicated. You'll get that 30% regardless. And also a huge cut in the price. Oh, this is really, really nice. So the 5K account is now $35. It was $55, but it's now $35. So I think that's the lowest like across the board in the entire industry, to be honest. That's next level. But the 10K, which, yeah, this is definitely the lowest across the industry. The 10K is now $60. So you can get access to $10,000 in funding, 10,000 US dollars in funding. That's about 2 million Guyana dollars in funding for just 60 US dollars. That's crazy. And the 20K account for 190, which is the one I went for, and we have the 50, 100,000, and all the way up to 400,000. You also have a 200,000, but I just skipped the price up. So for the two-step evaluation account, the profit target is 10% for phase 1, and for phase 2, 5%. The usual daily loss limit of 5% and a max drawdown limit of 10%. Now, the thing about this drawdown limit, I only used the one-step account before. I mean, I did use the two-step evaluation as well, but that was just straight downhill because of December. We ain't gonna touch on that again. The drawdown was not static. It was based on your equity. But since the drawdown is static this time, that means it's based on your balance. So it's not 10% of your equity, meaning if you make 10% profit, you can't lose that 10% if it's based on your equity. But if it's based on your balance, you can make 10% profit and still lose back that 10% profit that you made, and still, you know, you wouldn't be violating any of the rules of the evaluation account. So that means you could build a buffer of 20% if you manage to increase your account balance by 10%. So that's really, really good. The leverage is 1 to 100, which is also amazing. And one very important thing to keep in mind is, so there's a rule where if you're using the evaluation two-step account, you have to be profitable by a certain percentage, like by a minimum percentage, like at least that percentage, for 4 or 5 days. I think it's like 5 days. Okay, 2 days. So for phase 1, you need to achieve 0.5% of your account for 4 days. That means you need to achieve 0.5% profit for at least 4 days. That's in your phase 1. And in your phase 2, you need that 0.5% for at least 2 days. That, to me, it's a good rule because it encourages you to be more consistent. It encourages you to manage your risk better, so you're not gonna be like gambling going in and just trying to make like pass the account in 1 trade or 2 trades or 1 day or 2 day. You actually need a system in place. You actually need to follow your system. You actually need to stick to your rules, otherwise you will not, you know, succeed in this account. And I think it's a good rule because a lot of other prop firms don't really have this rule. They just have like a minimum amount of days that you have to trade. And while that's cool, a lot of persons would still over leverage on the first 2 trades or the first trade. If they manage to pass the account, then fine, they can just be like opening very, very small lots for the remainder of the days. And once they make it to live, they go into live with the same, you know, behavior and end up blowing the account. So this is put in place to make sure that you don't even try it, because even if you do try it, you need to make sure that, you know, even on those smaller days, it's above 0.5% as well. So you will still need to actually look for proper trades, you know, proper setups. You won't just be opening a trade for the sake of opening a trade. So yeah, this encourages you to follow your rules, so I really like that. And finally, the profit split, it's 80% and up to 90% with an add-on. So thus far, all of the rules are industry standard. That's number one. Some are even better than the industry standard. I must give them that. Some are even better than the industry standard. I must give them that. And some are there to encourage you to, you know, remain in the game over time. You're actually gonna stay in the game for a longer period, because if I am trading and I need to achieve 6 days in total of profit greater than 0.5 of 20k, then let's say that's what, $100? Yeah, I just need to make more than $100 on a 20k account. So it's going to encourage me to risk less than $100, because all I need to make is $100. Anyways, let's continue going over. For the one-step account, it's pretty much the same thing, and again, the price is really and truly lower than the industry standard. This is a one-step challenge for $5, bro. Yeah, I thinking about buying a couple of these right now. Now I'm looking at these prices properly. But anyway, we have the one-step profit target of just 10%, the daily loss limit at 3%, and the max drawdown limit at 6%. So this is what I was talking about with the 10k account. The difference between having a static and a trailing drawdown. Now your static is balance based. It's calculated only on your balance, based off your balance. So trailing would be, it's calculated based off your equity. So in this case, let's use the same 20k example. If I am up 6%, meaning I've made around $1,200 or something, losing that $1,200 would not be in my best interest, you know, because it's trailing, meaning because of the fact that the account is now 6% larger, where I would be stopped out at a max drawdown is also 6% higher. So yeah, that $1,200 would be my new stop loss. So that's just something to keep in mind. The rules of the one step are slightly different than the rules of the two step. For the one step, you also need a minimum profitable days at 0.5% at least of 3. So you need 3 days where you're profitable more than 0.5%. The leverage is 1 to 30, which is okay, which is understandable, and the profit target remains at 10%. The major difference between this one is the daily loss limit and the max drawdown, the percentage, and the fact that the max drawdown is a trailing drawdown. So as long as you understand how to do your calculations for the trailing drawdown, go right ahead and use the one step. Honestly, I like the one step. I don't be risking more than 3% per day, so 3% daily loss is more than fine with me. And you know, if we need 0.5% of profitable days, 3 days at 0.5% in profit, then really and truly it encourages you to decrease your lot sizes. So not losing more than 3% should be very easy when it comes to the one step account. Now if we could just have a little scroll down the website right here, like it just looks much more smooth. I mean, the older website was cool and all, but I just really like this upgrade. So let's see some of the improvement that they had there. Okay, so we have, these are the platforms. They have MT5, MT4, web trader. They allow EA, high frequency trading. EAs are like, you know, trade copiers and stuff like that. Martingale strategies, I don't even know what that is. Weekend holding. Oh, weekend holding is now an add-on. So before you couldn't hold your trades after it was like 3, 4 to 5 p.m. on Friday, but I believe that's now available. It's an available add-on if you wish. In addition to that, you remember they had like a stop loss rule where every trade you open must have a stop loss. Well, they actually upgraded it to, I think it's from 5 to 100k or 5 to 50k. One out of them two, right? But for neither two-step evaluation nor one-step evaluation, you won't need to use a stop loss, but just on the accounts 100k and below. I'm not sure if it's 100k and below. It might just be 50k and below, but Yeah, so you do not need a stop loss on every trade now. You can hold your trades over the weekend. The prices are less, the conditions are great, to be honest, better than industry standards. And yeah, it's really looking good. It's really looking good. They're still using the same broker, which is Cool Capitals, and yeah, the conditions with them is really next level, to be honest. So yeah, as I was saying, they have a whole bunch of new features and improvements to the site as well. And I'm even seeing here that, look, we have a 3-hour payout time now, so that's great. And what is this? Upon passing the evaluation, you will receive an instant refund for the first order, and you can request a profit payout anytime within subsequent payout, eligible every 14 days. So again, another great thing about them, the first withdraw is still upon request. You could make it to live today, make 1 to whatever percent. It doesn't even have to be 1 to whatever percent. There's no rule right here. Like, it's just saying upon passing the evaluation, you'll receive an instant refund, and you can request a profit payout anytime. There's no percentage. That percentage per day is just for the challenge phase. As long as you make it to live, money is free. 90% profit share first day if you want. You make 10% that first day. You don't have to wait until the month is done. You don't have to keep trading every day until the month is done. You don't have to keep trading for 7 days or 5 days or whatever consistent before you can make your withdrawal. You don't have to have a certain threshold of profits once you're in live before you're allowed to make a withdrawal. Nah, same day, after that, every 2 weeks. I love that. I am loving that. And you know, at the bottom of the page, I even see an option to have a free trial, which is cool. You know, you can get to test out the trading conditions and what's not before you decide to invest, which is really great. Yeah, that's nice. You actually have the full account set up. Okay, you can do 100K. Okay, all right. Yeah, so you know, if you were interested in checking out SiegFund and checking out the updates as well for yourself, even if you'd like to give them a try without actually depositing or risking real funds with them, then yeah, this is a really good addition. So quick heads up, I am affiliated with SiegFund, so there's a link in the description that will give you still 13% off on any of your purchases. So hey, and y'all, I don't know how long this quiz with this 30% off like discount is gonna be up here, but bro, just imagine 30% off on something like, you know, a 10K account, bro, and you dash on the 13% off on it. You basically getting money for free. You basically getting money for free, and you could still try it out before it, right? So hey, y'all could go ahead. It will be the first or second link. It'll be the first link in the description. Go ahead, tap it up. Tell them your boy send you over. Tell them Roach send you out. And yeah, let me make this bag together, bro. Okay, we're still here in the trade. We're at this position on the charts. The price looks like this, but to be honest, I do not give a fudge. I want to start watching my trades from the hourly. Like, yeah, like real G shit. I just want to see it from the hourly, because to me the 15 and the 5, they give confirmation too much, you know, and that could cause you to, you know, change your mind, or it could influence your decision making. So yeah, let me just try to get from point A to point B without just running all over my mind. And I ain't gonna say it, but this price so far, it's been crossish. It's been very crossish. I would have liked to see just a fall in my direction, but life don't work so. You have to go through what you have to go through, even if this is another loss. I think this is about, honestly, I may even check it. Let me confirm so I can know how much. Okay, so this is a $70 loss. No, that's a small trade. This is a $30 loss if I lose this trade. So you could do whatever the don't cost the price. You don't do that. Don't do that. That price would humble your ass, bro. Don't do that. Anyhow, we done this one. I'm gonna leave it. Not gonna keep rambling on. I'm definitely gonna come back and give you guys an update once we get to any of our areas of interest. But for right now, yeah, that's looking good. Ain't even looking good. It's looking how it's looking, because I ain't wanna give you no compliments. Then swell you here, then you start going up, Scott. God.